Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a second trimester recap. I am currently in my third trimester. I'm filming this about a month late, but I wanted to recap the whole second trimester with you guys, kind of walk through symptoms, feelings, kind of what happened, just kind of talk about it all, chat about it all. This is a video that I always love to watch, like especially when I'm kind of going into that trimester. Like when I was in the first, I loved to watch people's second trimester updates, and then before I went into the third, I loved to watch their third trimester updates, you know what I mean? So I just love to kind of like hear other women's stories and prepare myself and just kind of enjoy this short time in your life while you are pregnant, even though being pregnant is not something I really enjoy per se. Like I'm not one of those girls that like loves being pregnant, but I do like to feel like I'm living in the moment and enjoying it. And something that's fun for me is to watch YouTube videos about other people that are pregnant or like baby videos and stuff. So I'm always happy to make videos like this. And I think now that I'm in the third trimester, things are getting a little bit harder. I'm getting a little bit slower. I think I'm going to be making quite a few like nesting videos and baby videos and stuff, so I can just kind of continue filming and updating you guys while also doing all the things that you need to do to prepare for a baby. So if you guys are new to my channel, welcome. My name is Alex. I've had this channel for years and years, and I've documented my life for you guys starting like when I was in my early 20s, and I am now having my second baby. We'll have two boys. So I have a son named Julian. He's almost 3, and then this baby boy, almost said his name, is due in March. So they're both gonna have March birthdays unless he comes early, but we'll see. So make sure you subscribe to my channel. That way you don't miss out on any updates. Make sure you subscribe to our vlog channel and follow me on Instagram as well. Also, just one quick little note. I wanted to make sure you guys know that I am doing weekly engagement giveaways over on my Instagram. So basically, I'm putting together huge, amazing prize packages every week, and all you have to do is be a loyal follower of mine. So comment on my YouTube videos, like my post on Instagram, like watch my stuff, and you're entered to win. So make sure you're following me on Instagram. That way, if you are a winner, I can reach out to you and kind of get your info and send you the prize package. So my first one is live now, but I'm going to be doing them weekly for hopefully the whole year. That's my goal and my plan, just because I love how much you guys support me and all the love you've given me over the past few years, and I just really want to share the love. And a way for me to do that is to do like little easy giveaways where I'm sharing with you guys my favorite products. Okay, so I'm trying to think back like when I officially turned into the second trimester. And to do that, I always like go back to my photos. If you guys haven't caught up yet on my first trimester recap, I will link that up here for you guys so you can check that out. But basically, I'm gonna start with when we announced, because we announced on September 21st. And that was, I think, kind of when I transitioned into the second trimester. Maybe, I think I transitioned about 1 or 2 weeks before we actually announced, just because I wanted to wait until we got our professional pictures back to announce. But yeah, I'm pretty sure we announced at like 14, 15 weeks maybe. So I'll kind of start from there. That is something I really enjoyed doing, was taking announcement photos. Last time we did them, my sister took the photos, and she's an amazing photographer, and they turned out great, and I loved being able to look back at them and remember that time when you're not showing really yet, but you're just like so excited, and when you're taking those photos, it's like just the two of you that know, and it's a secret still, and it's just a really like fun memory to look back on. And I remember last time we did that photo shoot, but we didn't take as many photos as maybe I would have liked to. And when I look back, I'm like, that's one thing I regret, is not taking more photos. Like you can never have too many photos to kind of document the time. So that was something that was really important to me. And something that was really cool was we got to shoot the photos with Emily Jane. So she shot our engagement photos, our wedding photos, 1-year anniversary, our baby photos, like when I was pregnant with Julian. So it was really cool to have her shoot these announcement photos, because she shot so many big moments in our life. So like if you guys could have your wedding photographer shoot your baby announcement photos, it's just like a very full circle, cool moment. And then all the photos kind of like had that similar vibe. So that was really fun. I loved getting to like share the news publicly with you guys and finally talk about it, because I was so sick and nauseous in that first trimester and tired that I felt like I was MIA all summer off of social. And so to finally be able to be like, this is why I've been MIA, it was such a relief to share it with you guys. And you were always like so supportive and encouraging and sweet. And it was just a fun few days when it was like we first announced. So shortly after we announced, we wanted to do things a little different this time, and we wanted to still find out the gender, but we wanted to find it out a little bit earlier. So with my first pregnancy, we waited till the 20-week anatomy scan, and they wrote it in an envelope, and then we did like a little gender reveal party. It was really cute. We actually have a vlog of that day, so I'll link that up above if you guys are curious of it. We did like a full gender reveal party, and I did that because I wasn't having a shower. Showers just... it's just not my thing. Like, birthday parties aren't my thing, like stuff like that. I just don't want all the attention around me, I guess. So the gender reveal just felt a lot more like low-key. So that's what we did last time. And I actually felt the same way this time. I just wanted something really low-key. So we just did like a little Zoom party with our families. But I wanted to share with you guys how we actually found out the gender. So we went to this really cool place here in Nashville. It's called 4D Baby, and it's basically a place where you can go to find out the gender or to do 4D ultrasounds. I didn't get to do any of these with my first pregnancy, and I really wanted to after I've seen so many women share the pictures, and they're like so clear. You can actually see what your baby looks like, and it's just a great way, I feel like, to kind of bond with the baby once you kind of get a connection, like, and you can see what they look like a little bit. I feel like it's easier to get that connection. You know what I mean? Same thing like when you find out the gender. I just feel like it's easier to like envision them and get excited and like think about them. Like, not that it's not if you don't find out the gender. I think that's awesome too and really cool. I don't have enough like mind power to do that. Like, I need to know the gender so I can plan. But I mean, I think every way is special. It's just what's special for you and your family. But we were so excited to find out the gender, especially because I was convinced it was a girl. So it wasn't necessarily that I wanted a girl. I kind of wanted a boy, honestly. I didn't really have an opinion either way. I'm not someone that like really wanted a boy or really wanted a girl. I just wanted a healthy baby, which I know is like what everyone says, but I really felt like it was a girl just because my symptoms were a little bit different. I looked different, I felt different, and everyone that I talked to was like, yeah, I just kind of am getting the girl vibe from you. Like, everyone I talked to was like, oh, you're having a girl. I feel like I can just tell you're having a girl. And so when we went into the gender reveal place, she told us right away. We filmed a full vlog on it so you guys can watch and you can see our reactions the moment that we found out it was a boy. She was like, there is no denying this is definitely a little boy, and we were so excited. Like, it was a dream of mine to have either like 2 boys or 2 girls. Obviously, you guys know if you follow me, I grew up with a sister, and I just loved that experience of having like a close sister that you're best friends with. So I thought it'd be really cool for Julian to have a brother that they can be really close, and it was just something that I thought would be cool. So I'm really excited that that's what's going to be. Yeah, so then that night we like made a cake and we put blue food coloring in it and we frosted it. We put sprinkles on it. Julian helped. It was so cute. And we went on Zoom with our family and we cut open the cake, and then they saw that it was blue and they saw it was a boy. So that was kind of how we revealed the gender to our family. Then obviously we filmed it, and a couple of days later we shared it with all of you guys to let you know that we're having a boy. So a little bit about symptoms. I was still kind of having the nausea. My nausea was not as bad as it was with my first pregnancy. With that one, I was throwing up more so on a daily basis, multiple times a day. Just really fatigued. This time I was definitely fatigued, but I was not nauseous to the point where I was throwing up every single day. So I was definitely nauseous every morning, but I wasn't actually throwing up more than like 3 or 4 times a week. So to me, like in comparison, it was a lot better. And then once I got into that second trimester, I know a lot of women say like, oh, it tapers off, and it tapered off a little bit, but it didn't completely clear up until closer to, I would say 16, 17 weeks. I think I even threw up once, like one more time around like 17 weeks, and then that was it. But it definitely got like fewer and far between. Is that how you say it? Fewer and far? whatever. You guys know what I mean. It was less and less, and it was just a lot, it was a lot more manageable. So that was something that I was really happy about because my nausea lasted daily until like 22 weeks last time. So I was happy that it was like basically a whole month shorter of not having any nausea, and it was just, like I said, it was a lot more manageable. Like if I woke up and immediately ate like a piece of toast or bread or just something kind of like that, like oatmeal, just something granola, anything that was very like carb bland, it immediately helped it, and most of the time it went right away. And actually something really weird is my nausea this time, I feel like it was different. It was more so really big like aversions, and I was like associating being nauseous with different things in my house almost. So like we went on vacation one week, we went and visited my family and Michael's family one week, and like those weeks I didn't get sick at all. But it's kind of like when I was in the house and like I'd walk in my pantry and something like the smell of my pantry was like a really big aversion for me. And it would make me sick, or like we had been gardening a lot all summer, and something about like going out and being in the garden with all the different smells was making me sick. So it was almost like being in my house was making me nauseous. I know that sounds really weird, but whenever like if I had to make my own breakfast, I was like nauseous throughout the whole thing. But if Michael made me like a piece of toast, it was better. I don't know why. It was like something about being in my kitchen or being around the food in my house was what was making me feel sick. It was super weird. I didn't have aversions with my first pregnancy, but this one I definitely did. Like, I think my sense of smell was just really heightened, but luckily that really tapered off, and I've felt barely any nausea since then. I'm definitely someone that experiences nausea here and there even when I'm not pregnant. I get a queasy stomach sometimes, so I just happen to get it here and there, but nothing like it is in the first trimester. So I was really actually relieved because the symptoms were just a lot better, I thought. So around that same time, like 17 weeks, we went and drove to our condo in Florida. It was a really big goal of mine to be like peaceful and calm and just live in the moment during this pregnancy and just kind of just be, I don't know, just be more calm, be more peaceful. Like that was my goal. And so one of the things that I love that makes me feel that way is being in Florida. I just love our little condo there. It's small and it's cozy, so we're together all the time. We have a big neighborhood where we can go on walks. We can go to the beach every night and watch the sunset, and our families are usually there because they have places there too, so it's nice to see them. And I just really wanted to spend as much time as I could in Florida. I knew it'd be harder in the third trimester, so I wanted to make sure we did during the second trimester. So we drove down there and we stayed for most of October. We came back for a week and stayed most of November and a little bit of December. So we were there for quite a while this fall, and it was just everything I wanted. Like those daily walks, I was making sure I was getting 10K steps a day. I was doing yoga and Pilates. Like I was really just kind of carving out that time for myself. Also, kind of in the early fall is not super busy for me work-wise, but come like November and December, I get super, super busy. So I enjoyed those few months where I got to really just kind of be calm and lay low and focus on being pregnant while also like doing my other stuff. So I just loved it. And like I said, since our parents are there, I get a little bit more help with Julian. So it's nice to kind of have some time for ourselves. And we actually got to go on a baby moon. So I wanted to mention that to you guys. If you are planning on going on a baby moon, I would totally recommend planning it for your second trimester or your first, but I'll tell you guys why I think the second trimester is best. So when I was pregnant with Julian, we had planned an amazing baby moon. We were so excited. We were going to Hawaii, and to be honest, the hotel invited us. It was going to be a free trip. I was literally ecstatic. Like we just couldn't stop talking about it. We were so excited, and I think it was planned for when I was 31 or 32 weeks. And the time came, my doctor was like, I just think it's too far towards the end of your pregnancy and also too far to go is just kind of risky. And I don't know, you don't have to like take that advice 100%, but I did. So we canceled our trip and we were so bummed. So we didn't end up going on a baby moon. So this time I was like, okay, we're gonna do things different. First of all, we're gonna do a baby moon that's super low key so it doesn't get canceled. And then we're also meeting like really close to our house. And then we're also gonna do it in the second trimester. That way we're not worried about what if you go into labor and you're far from home. Like that's kind of what my doctor was worried about the first time. So we went to Marco Island, which is kind of by Naples, and it's about a 2-hour drive from our condo. So we drove. Julian stayed home with my mom and dad at our condo, and he had the best time with them. He like loves obviously spending time with his grandpa and grandma. And so we drove the 2 hours and we stayed at the JW Marriott in Marco Island, and it was so fun. It's like exactly what I wanted. I wanted peaceful, calm, on the beach. We barely left the hotel. I think we left one time for dinner. The other 2 nights we ended up eating there because they had like amazing restaurants at the hotel, and it was just so much fun. Like I drank a ton of non-alcoholic margaritas, and we had chips and salsa and just laid by the beach in the pool, and it was just such a nice, easy trip. So if you live somewhere where you can do more of like a staycation in your second trimester, it was so nice to not have to get on a plane, not have to go anywhere. And obviously right now that's, you know, more difficult and more of a risk. So it was nice to just do something really low key and calm, but still kind of have that fun alone time together and to enjoy being pregnant. And the reason why I also wanted to do it in the second trimester was because I wanted to like take some pictures on the beach and kind of remember my bump at the time. And in the first trimester, you don't really have much of a bump. Not that that matters to go on a baby moon, but it is kind of fun, like, you know, when you can tell everyone, yeah, we're on our baby moon, you can take pictures and you're showing a little bit. It's just a sweet and like special time. So we literally had a blast. If you guys ever want to do like a couples weekend or even a family weekend and you want it to be just super low key and easy, that hotel was great. So we went there, let's see, October 17th, and it was just such a blast. I'll be sure to insert some photos throughout the video. But then we hung out in Florida for a few more weeks, and around that time, it was like what they say about the second trimester. It was like honeymoon phase. I felt great. The nausea was gone, fatigue was gone. I had no issues really. I was feeling great, working out every day, eating super healthy. Definitely enjoyed that phase of pregnancy, especially because your bump isn't too big, so you're not uncomfortable in that way. I was having a little bit of round ligament pain in my lower back if I walked too much or worked out too much, but honestly, it really wasn't too bad. Like I was feeling really, really good. To not where like you forget you're pregnant, but you're just like, oh, I got this. Like I'm doing this. I felt so great. And I did a couple of Q&As on Instagram sharing with you guys. Just, you know, I was having a pretty easy go of it for quite a few weeks there. And then, I'm trying to think when it was. Around the week of Thanksgiving, we were back in Florida, and because we always celebrate Thanksgiving there, and I started to get a symptom that I did not have with my first pregnancy, and it was shortness of breath, racing heart, just kind of that like weight on your chest feeling. You can't catch your breath. Like I felt like I was holding my breath underwater, and my heart was just like pounding so fast, and it came on fast. Like never experienced it. Then all of a sudden one day it came on, and it was like really intense, and I didn't know if it was just a pregnancy symptom or if something was going on. So I didn't do anything about it, honestly, for like a week or two because it was Thanksgiving. I wasn't here with my doctor. I just kind of was like, okay, let's just see if this goes away. Maybe this is just a weird symptom because I had been feeling so great. And I noticed it wasn't necessarily when I was working out or anything. Like it was when I was sitting on the couch, when I was laying down in bed, or just doing random things throughout the day that weren't like exerting a ton of energy, and I was feeling this really weird feeling. So when we got back home, I did call my doctor about it, and she had me go see a cardiologist, which was not like something I was obviously excited about. I was thinking, what if something's wrong? And I have to obviously go to these appointments by myself right now because of everything going on. So it was kind of just a nerve-wracking, scary experience. But luckily the place that she sent me to was amazing and they were so nice, and they had me wear a heart monitor for 2 days, and then they had me do a heart echo because my doctor just wanted to check and see what was going on. And I did that, and then I also did a blood test at my doctor's office where she told me that I was really anemic. So all of my blood levels were low, and I don't think I've shared this, but I was really anemic during labor and birth and like after labor with Julian, and he was too. So it's something that my other doctor had never told me about when I was pregnant, so maybe I was anemic, but I wasn't aware of it. So this doctor did let me know, and she's like, yeah, you're super anemic, you need to start taking iron and using your cast iron skillet and eating red meat and spinach and stuff like that. So I immediately started doing that, and I kind of like looked it up, and it seemed like that could be where those symptoms were coming from. And then actually I talked to my doctor last week, and I talked to the cardiologist yesterday, and everything came back completely clear and healthy. So it's just, I'm thinking a pregnancy symptom or a symptom of being anemic. So luckily I feel like that's not too bad. Like there could be way worse things. And I'm obviously taking the iron. So I've been taking it for 2.5, 3 weeks now. I haven't noticed a huge change in how my fatigue is, but I have noticed that my racing heart and all those weird symptoms I were having have slowly gotten better and better, because it was where I was getting that like little episodes like 5-6 times a day, and they would last like 15 minutes to an hour, and it was just so weird and not something I'd ever experienced before, and obviously it was really uncomfortable, especially when it would happen like at night, or it would happen when I was trying to do something important for work, and it's like I don't have time to just feel like I'm during like doing a super hard workout right now and I'm just like sitting at my computer. So it was weird, but luckily I think the iron has started to help. I know it can take a long time for that to kind of like kick in and actually help. So I'm going to continue taking it. If you guys are anemic, or if you were anemic while you were pregnant and you have any tips or tricks to help you feel better, please let me know, because obviously now taking the pills, one of the big side effects is constipation, which is already like a side effect when you're pregnant. So that's not been fun, but I rather not have the symptoms of like the racing heart and the fatigue, like just so tired. So that came on, like I said, around the end of November, and it lasted for quite a few weeks. But now that I've been taking the pills and just eating a little bit differently, it's definitely been a lot better. I actually picked up this book that I saw Sam O recommend. It's called Food for Pregnancy, Natural Food, something like that. I'll show it here and I'll link it down below. And she gave a lot of great tips on how to make sure you're getting in all the nutrition that you need during pregnancy for you, for the baby, if you are low iron or anything like that, if you have diabetes. Like, she just gives a lot of great recommendations. So I started doing a lot of the things that she recommended, not just for the iron, but for other categories too. And I wish I would have bought that book sooner, but I felt like it would still be worthwhile, and it definitely has helped. So I've changed up my diet a little bit to include more eggs, more meat. I had kind of stayed away from red meat because, like, for example, a steak, like I usually would get it like medium rare, and you can't really have that when you're pregnant. So I've just been trying to kind of switch it up and incorporate those high iron foods into my diet, and like I said, cook on the cast iron skillet and stuff like that. So luckily that has been getting a lot better, but that was kind of like my biggest symptom for the second trimester, and a very random one for me, something I'd never experienced, but I definitely feel better now knowing like kind of why it was happening, and that there's nothing majorly wrong, and that there is something I can do about it. So that's kind of like the biggest symptom update. Let's try to think, where are we? So we had Christmas, we had New Year's, and that's kind of around the time where I transitioned to the third trimester. So one other thing I wanted to mention was when we were in Florida and I was around 25 weeks is when we did our maternity photos. So like I talked about in the beginning of the video, I really wanted to do maternity photos this time. We did them last time and they were really cute, but I was in the third trimester, and we also did them in our home. So this time I really knew I wanted to do them on the beach, which is like my happy place. I also knew I wanted to do it in the second trimester where I had a bump, but like I still feel like myself. Like I'm starting to get to that point now where I don't feel like I look like myself, and like I'm feeling a little more swollen, a little more puffy, so I really wanted to take them. This is like stuff that doesn't matter to a lot of people, but to me, I just like, when I looked back, I just was like, oh my God, those photos don't even look like myself. So I wanted photos where I just felt good still, and so I knew I wanted to take them in the second trimester, and I knew I wanted them to be on the beach. So we did them with Sarah from the studio Magnolia. If you guys are in Florida, oh my gosh, she is such a good photographer, so good with kids. This is the second time we shot with her with Julian, and she just gets him to like smile and laugh and like pose perfectly. We got so many cute photos. So like I said in the beginning, I definitely recommend taking family photos, taking photos of yourself, like taking as many bump photos as you can. And speaking of that, when I was pregnant with Julian and I had him, I decided not to do newborn photos because I was like, I have a great camera. I know how to take photos. I can do newborn photos. And it was like, no, I was exhausted. I was in pain. I didn't feel like setting up a photo shoot. So I just did like a couple iPhone photos, and this time I really want to make sure I get newborn photos done. So I'm going to keep that in mind. I have a lot to do for my third trimester. We haven't like set up the nursery yet or anything. We are kind of going to take this trimester, the third, to really get everything ready. But the second trimester, for the most part, was kind of the honeymoon phase. Like I said, it was just the time where I got to enjoy being pregnant, but also kind of be with my family a lot. And I also think the racing heart could have been due to a lot of stress. During the holidays is our busiest time for work, and then also just it's busy for everyone in general. So I think just I was so busy that maybe it enhanced that like shortness of breath and racing heart symptom. But I'm starting to feel a lot better now, and I'm excited. So when you guys are watching this, I am 30 weeks. I'll be 31 weeks tomorrow on Thursday, January 7th. So I'll be sure to do a third trimester update in a few weeks and share more with you guys. But I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to my channel if you're new, and make sure to follow me on Instagram so you can enter in that engagement giveaway where all you have to do is just be an engaged follower. Okay, say bye. See you later.
Bye, see you later.
We're excited for baby brother.
Baby brother.